What is up, tiny humans who have flocked to me as their fearless leader, Patrick, who will lead you into the world of gains and definitely not talking to pretty women. Today, we have a change in what we've been doing for the past 7 weeks, where we had been doing spider bar squats and doing safety squat bar squats, any kind of squat to put the weight in front of me. So I would have to learn to sit back onto my heels a little bit more aggressively and get a better squat form because my squat sucks. And we're trying to make my squat not suck. We're trying to unsuck my squat. And today we are actually doing real squats so they don't suck. We've got a 3x3 at 515, not too heavy. And we've got a 3 count pause after, or not afterwards, 3 count pause at the bottom. And then we've got some banded squats afterwards. There's no set weight for those because my coach Joe was not sure quite where my fatigue levels would be at after the 3x3 squats because we are in an accommodation not block, but phase of training where we're going from one sort of stimulus to another sort of stimulus. And every time you change the stimuli of a system, you have to you have to let your body accommodate and adapt to the new stimulus. And the progression that we were going through in the previous blocks, the front weighted squats with the spider bar and the safety squat bar, trying to get the weight onto my toes so that I would have to fight it a little bit better, learn how to fight it a little more aggressively and accurately so that I will be better at doing that and not have to do that on the platform. We are going to change the center of mass to where it should be. So we've got to accommodate that and see how much progression we have and how much endurance we've built up, if we have built up any, because every time that you change the stimulus, you're using different muscle groups and things change, for a lack of a better term. I don't know if I just spoke into like 3 different circles, but I'm just really excited to squat today because we've been doing auto. We're too early in the video for me to actually use the metaphors that I like to use because YouTube would demonetize me for using the phrasing and the words that I would like to use, which means stay tuned because I do get a little unhinged and uncuffed as things progress further into the video. So basically, we depleted all of our glycogen and now we're trying to build up all of the muscle structures associated with the squatting. So we have our very first day back with Nectar. Nectar is a supplement from Better Through Biology. Not sponsored by them at all. They really should sponsor me. I'm a handsome man who deserves all the love in the world. But my coach, I told my coach I want to do anything and everything it takes to be number one in history, not just the world. And he said, you've got to use this as pre-workout nectar. It's carnitine and choline that is taken in a way that doesn't get processed through the liver and kidneys. So it goes straight into the system and it affects you differently and allows you to recover better. It's a bit of a vasodilator, which means your ding dong gets a little bigger. An unintended side effect. Not that I needed any help there. I always needed help there. But anyways, back with Nectar. So we've got a new stimuli. We've got a new pre-workout going through. So it should be a pretty fun and enticing day. So stay tuned, boys, because we're gonna have there's gonna be fun had today. Never skip your warm-up cardio. right, homies. We've got our squats for the day. So, I had a lot of stories in my head, and I completely forgot the context that I was going to tell you guys in them. But here we are. So I'm wearing. I remembered one of the stories, boys. I remembered one of the stories. So the reason I'm doing a sleeved meet rather than wraps, my first ever sleeve meet at the Ghost Clash coming up here in April, is because I was talking with the total all-time world record holder, Daniel Bell, Big Dan Bell. And I was like, I want to do what no one else has done, but yet you've come as close as possible to it, which is set an all-time world record that no one will be able to ever beat, right? And sorry, I'm just chalking my hands, trying to make sure my hands don't do a slippery slide while I'm squatting. And he convinced me that one of the best ways to progress as a wrapped lifter, since he has the all-time world record total in wraps, is to swap off every other meet. So the rule of thumb generally is that you compete every 6 months. It gives you ample time to recover from the meet, do a little bit of hypertrophy, gain some muscle, gain some size, gain some strength, and then go into your next meet a little bit stronger, right? So I asked him, I've never done sleeves before. What sleeves do you suggest? He said, start off with SBDs, and then when it comes down to peaking, switch over to the Pioneers, because you know those Inzer knee sleeves, those Iron Rebel knee sleeves, and all those like super thick cheater knee sleeves that people say are just like wraps. They don't make my size because they're made for little people, little boys and little girls who believe that powerlifting is pay to win. It's not. And he said, sorry for SBDs, go to Pioneers. That's the story. But we've got a 3x3. This is 515 pounds, which is about 50-ish% because we're in the accommodation to stimulus block phase kind of training. 3 count pause at the bottom and 2 minutes rest. No one else is in the gym. Right? That's right. No one's else. No one's in the gym. We in? Yeah. It is 56. So, Coach Joe said I should get A7 knee sleeves, but I feel like I'm like split on which knee sleeves I should get because on one hand, Coach Joe's my coach, on the other hand, Dan is Dan. But it felt good. It felt trippy as fuck. I could hear my own heartbeat in my earbuds. We've got 90 seconds left. I'm gonna do some recovery breathing. So you want when you're taking videos, you want a similar angle to this, an off angle, right? Because now the money shot straight on is nice, but you can actually see what's going on in your squat if you take your videos from this angle. Because if you're taking videos just to post to the gram, I hate you. You should quit powerlifting. But if you take videos, give yourself some constructive criticism, send to your coach, something actually productive, then we can be friends. $59.30. So what was happening previous blocks is coming up, I'd fold forward, and that's exactly what we're trying to work on last stimuli with the spider bar and stuff to make sure I sit back more. And it did exactly what we intended in my progress. So I'm really happy so far. I've got one more set left, and then we're throwing on some bands. You know, one of the common sayings in powerlifting is last set, best set. That's stupid. Every single one of your sets should look consistent. Ahoy! Squats. What? Squats. You got me. I think I pooped myself. Can't be sure. Yeah, I definitely pooped myself. My butthole hurts. How I know I pooped myself. Also, pre-squatting poops are non-negotiable. That's not me just saying. That's your sphincter in your bowels and your butthole. Even if you do squat or poop pre-squat, still probably gonna end up pooping yourself. Especially if you have IBS like me. This little nugget isn't wanting to come out. It's like it's prairie dogging, but it's like. We got superset, boys. We've got seated leg curls with a 2-count pause at the bottom. Superset with goblet squats, 3 by 15 and 20, 90 seconds rest. Is this set up? Of course it's not. It's not set up. The unanticipated variable associated with this change of stimulus is that I'm not used to having a knurl on my back for the past 7 weeks. So that area has healed, and healed skin doesn't deal very well with bar knurl. So the bar burn is very unhappy today. So I'm thinking you guys get early tummy time because this wet shirt on the bar burn stings a little. And I don't like that. But since I have sensory issues, I'm still going to put the shirt on the back of this machine so that I don't get sensory issues. Because I've never been diagnosed as autistic, so I wouldn't be surprised. Oh no. The dumbbell's going to touch my chest too. That's a problem for future Patrick. And by future Patrick, I mean Patrick in like 30 seconds. No, it's a 2-count pause at the bottom. It's not going to be 30 seconds. It's going to be a minute. Ooh, I'm definitely going to get stuck in here. Come on. Oh, man. It's like, there we go. I think I broke the spring that locks it into place. And I'm still sliding. Ah, my nuts. I don't like this. I don't like this. Gonna get caught on all my chest hair. Fuck. Oh no. How do I even? And 2 more sets left. Oh, did you guys see the bar burn? Can you see it? Can you see it? You'll see it later if you didn't see it. Whew. Finally able to get the knee sleeves off. It wasn't hard. It was. I can't take the knee sleeves off until I take the squat shoes off because I don't want to. I'm fat. I don't want to have to go through taking shoes off more frequently than is required of me. And speaking of the squat shoes, those may or may not be my most prized possession right now. Is that the American Pro? The platform had carpet on it, and what happens when a carpet gets wet is it gets squishy and moist, right? So the way that powerlifting meets are set up, they have the men lift after the women because it's based on ascending opener order, and that's just how things are. Because women perform better at the lighter weight classes than men, known fact. And it's genetics and whatnot. Super heavy men are the pinnacle of male powerlifting. 181, 165, maybe 200. Females are the pinnacle of female powerlifting. It's where the biggest totals are going to come from, right? Now, at the American Pro, I was competing with very distinguished females, right? And the thing about the differences in genders, once more, is when you squat or you deadlift heavy enough, as a man, you poop yourself. As a woman, you pee. And I know there's viral videos of females peeing while doing deadlifts, right? But it also happens when they max out their squat. They pee right on the platform, right? Now, since coming to the gym, I've developed body dysmorphia and a muscle mommy fetish. So you best believe stepping onto that platform with squat shoes, full knowing there is fresh, moist muscle mommy pee-pee on that platform that will touch my shoes, that will bless my shoes for many gains to come. You best believe those shoes are now my most prized possession. Now, one can debate that the squat shoes could not soak up the muscle mommy juices as well as my deadlift slippers, because my deadlift slippers are $5 old man Walmart slippers that have a heel, or like a cup for the heel for protection, I guess. So the bottom of that is cloth, whereas the bottom of squat shoes is rubber. But I still believe the squat shoes are my most prized possession, because anyways, it's time to do some superset. We've got single leg curl sets of 10 into 1.5 deadlifts. I would explain that to you, but I'm about to show you guys. So suck my dick and watch. Yeah, I'm fat. I know I am. I'm working on it. That's really all that matters, except for people who watch one video and just say, I bet I could lift that too if I was that size, which you can't. Two more sets of that. 90 seconds rest. I definitely 100% am either dehydrated or malnourished is not the right word, but not properly fueled today, because I just got distracted for, I'm not going to admit how long I got distracted for. You guys are just going to have to guesstimate. But we've got a superset, single arm lat pull down. Try and get a good stretch in the lat area. And we're on our knees so that we can increase the range of motion on this. And then we got supersetted with some cable rows. So suck my dick. Here we go. Oh, this side's grumpy. Oh, the hardest part, standing up. Let's go, boys. Slightly adjust the camera so that y'all can see why I'm breathing heavy. There we go. There we go. This is a set of 20. I think it's 3 sets of 8 and 20. You got the hooks for the 20s because we're training our back, not our grip. Get a good stretch, pinch the scaps. All right, 6:30. Cool beans. Got 90 seconds rest, so we go with 8. All right, tummy time. Just finished up back, so look at the back. You can probably see the bar burn pretty distinctly. And for those of you who don't squat heavy yet, I mean, today wasn't heavy at all, but like when your back itches, that bar burn is where it's gonna itch the most time. And like if you'll see, I can't see looking behind myself, but there's kind of like a V in the middle where the trap is. That where it goes from destroyed skin from squatting, burnt skin from the bar, to healthy skin, back to burnt skin. That's going to be the itchiest spot. And like, you best believe there is no possible way that I can scratch that. So I have to be really nice to a lot of people. And hopefully one of these days, the people that I'm nice to will scratch my back and give me the love and devotion that I require, which solely consists of scratching my back and stimulating me mentally. But not much going on that dominant side. Non-dominant side, always bread and butter, always juicy around the shoulder area. But let's see if I can't set up something to see if I got leg vascularity when I let's see. Oh, I cannot see it. I got some right here. It goes down here. I can kind of see it now. I'll probably have to put a shitload of filters on that just so you can see it. Ooh, that's a little pimple. Yeah. My quads have never been pretty. I mean, I can squat a fucking truck, but for the love of all things heavy, I can't seem to get any sort of definition or vascularity in my quads. But that's probably because I'm just fat. Probably. So today was a good training day. First day back squatting with the straight bar. And dealing with some of the things associated with that, the bar burn. And, I was really happy because usually what happens when you get fatigued, you start to get a little bit of a forward tilt going on. You get onto your toes when things get fatigued, and the way that your body deals with things that are fatigued, it deals with it the same way that when things get heavy. So it kind of just tilts forward, tries to rely on different muscles that are not as well used to the movement patterns and stuff like that. But all the work that we did with the spider bar, with the safety squat bar, to teach myself to sit back, get a good grasp on the feeling that comes with like actually squatting correctly. And I was able to just go straight up and down the whole time. And the less kind of like upper body tilt that you get, the better. So I was able to sink into my hips and kind of really get a really good quad activation in that. I was able to actually feel my quads activating in there. It was kind of trippy that I could hear my heartbeat through my earbuds because I had the earbuds in, but when I video, my phone turns off the audio. But also I was talking to you guys, and I don't like to have music in my ears. Otherwise, I'll start talking, and the words that I say, like you guys have probably already seen that sometimes my mind goes faster than my mouth, and the words start to just like meld together and then turns into some sort of jumbled, incoherent Alzheimer patient bullshit. I'm 27, not Alzheimer's yet. Probably eventually. My eyesight's already going. But it was a good training day. All the work that we put in the last block to fix the issues that I had on the platform are showing themselves. And the only other thing that I struggled with on the platform when it came to squatting was my central nervous system and adapting to the increased workload on the central nervous system when it comes to heavy squats. And I'll be able to address that more effectively, more efficiently, now that we have a more effective and more efficient, no shit, Patrick, squat. So the entire last training cycle, I was learning how to use the squat shoes, and I didn't really learn how to use them until about like 2 weeks out from the meet. And now I know how to properly use them. I know how to properly squat in them. I know how to squat better now that I'm in them than I did when I wasn't before. When I hit my 10-14 squat at the Ghost Clash, the first Ghost Clash 2 years ago. So I gotta bump up that performance. Previously, my indicators were pointing at like a mid 900s squat, but if I can push it to the 4-digit squat area, then that would be the ideal scenario, because at the Ghost Clash, I'll be going up against the big man, Craig Foster himself, who is he was number one with this sleeved squat before. Was he number one or was he number two? Because Dan Bell exists too. And then there was Ray Williams. So he was top 5 all time sleeve squats. And he matched his sleeve squat with his wrap squat, because the difference between sleeve squats and wrap squats is like the difference between high jump and long jump. It's different mechanics. It just happens to be on the same field. But you get better at one, you get better at the other, right? What was I saying? I'm going up against Craig Foster. He may or may not beat me when it comes to squatting. If I can pull something out that's pretty good on squats, I can out bench him by 50 pounds. I can out deadlift him by 150 pounds. So chances are, if I hit a 950 squat, he hits a 1050 squat, I'll be beating him with my opener deadlift. But you don't want to be romanticizing numbers too far out from the meet. You want to leave the romance in the bedroom for the ladies, says the 338-pound man. But anyways, good squat day. All the mechanics are coming up Millhouse. Things are working pretty good. I got to go home and have my post-training meal, and then I have another meal I don't have work this week, so I have no idea what to do with my time. Because usually my days are wake up, go to work, go to the gym, go to bed, and then my meals trickle in while I'm working. And obviously, I'm not working while my work is closed, so trying to figure out what to do with my time. And recently, I started watching Invincible, which I would highly recommend. Season 2 started coming out in November, and only 4 episodes came out, and I was like, what the hell? What the hell? This is stupid. Why are you doing this? This is stupid. Because now, thanks to, was it Game of Thrones or The Walking Dead now, or Attack on Titan? No, it wasn't Attack on Titan. But like, all these TV series are taking mid-season breaks, releasing half the series season in 1 year, half in the next year, so that they can be put forth for awards in both years, which is bullshit. I get it's a business, but consider the consumers. I need to know. But I caught all the way up with Invincible, and I started watching The Boys a couple years ago. I only got to season 2 because Buddy's other human cannot watch anything that has any sort of dead animal in it. So best believe that time that we drove an hour to watch John Wick, and then if any of you have seen John Wick, know that within the first 20 minutes of that movie, I am driving an hour back home, disgruntled. But they rammed a whale with a boat, and she was like, I'm done. And I'm like, okay, so I'm going to watch this on my own then. So I don't have to hold myself back. Not to say that I ever really do hold myself back when it comes to doing literally anything. Probably not literally. There are things that I hold myself back from doing. But I'm done. I'm rambling at this point because I know that my shirt is very, very moist, but I can't drive without a shirt on because I can't get my mind over the idea of driving with my jacket and no shirt on because I've got sensory issues. I'm not autistic, I swear. Did I just say artistic or autistic? But if I was, I wouldn't be surprised. I'm pretty sure every powerlifter in some capacity is heavily on the spectrum. If you've ever had a conversation with a high-level powerlifter, you would understand. But anyways, I got to go eat. I'm shriveling away. Look at how small I am. 3:38 this morning. I'll tell you guys how much I weigh tomorrow on the next video, which will be a bench accessory day. Boys, stay degenerate. Patty out. Why are finger guns not a thing anymore?